A quiet neighborhood in the United States lived an 80-year-old African-American woman named Mary Johnson. Her small wooden house stood at the corner of a peaceful street. The paint on the walls had faded with time, just like the memories that filled her heart. Mary had lived a long life, a life full of struggle, sacrifice, and silent strength. When Mary was young, life was never easy for her. She grew up in a poor family and had to start working at a very young age. While other children were playing in parks, Mary was helping her mother clean houses just to earn enough money for food. Despite all the hardships, Mary always had a warm smile on her face. Years later, she got married and had 2 children. She worked day and night to support her family. Sometimes she worked as a cleaner, sometimes as a cook, and sometimes she washed clothes for other families. Life kept testing her. When Mary turned 50, tragedy struck her life. Her husband passed away suddenly, leaving her alone with responsibilities and worries. But Mary didn't give up. She told herself, "Life may knock me down, but it will never break my spirit." She continued working hard to raise her children and give them a better future. Slowly, the years passed. Her children grew up and moved to different cities for work. Mary was proud of them, but her house slowly became quiet and lonely. One evening, when Mary was sitting near her window watching the sunset, she whispered to herself, "I have spent my whole life working for others, but I never followed my own dream." Her dream was simple. She loved baking cakes. When she was young, she used to bake small cakes for her children. The smell of fresh bread and warm chocolate filled their tiny kitchen with happiness. But responsibilities never gave her the time to turn that love into something bigger. Now, Mary was 80 years old. Many people believed that this age was only meant for resting, but Mary thought differently. The next morning, she woke up early with a spark in her eyes. She walked slowly to the kitchen, opened an old cupboard, and took out a dusty recipe notebook. The pages were yellow, but the memories inside were still alive. Mary smiled and said, "Maybe it's not too late." She baked a small chocolate cake. The aroma spread through the house and reminded her of her younger days. She decided to share it with her neighbor. Her neighbor tasted the cake and her eyes widened in surprise. "This is amazing, Mary. You should sell these." Mary laughed gently. "Sell cakes? At my age?" But the neighbor insisted. So the next day, Mary baked 3 cakes and placed a small handmade sign outside her house. The sign said, "Grandma Mary's Homemade Cakes." At first, only a few people stopped by. But those who tasted her cakes never forgot the flavor. Within weeks, word spread around the neighborhood. People started coming from different streets just to buy Mary's cakes. The tiny kitchen that once felt lonely was now full of laughter, conversations, and the sweet smell of freshly baked desserts. One day, a young reporter from a local newspaper visited her house. He asked, "Grandma Mary, you are 80 years old. Most people retire at this age. Why did you start working now?" Mary looked at him with calm eyes and said something unforgettable. She said, "Son, people think dreams have an age limit, but dreams only die when we stop believing in them." Her story quickly spread across the city. Soon, Mary's small kitchen turned into a popular neighborhood bakery. Young people came to learn baking from her. Families came not only for cakes, but also to hear her inspiring words. Mary was no longer just a baker. She had become a symbol of hope. Every evening, she sat outside her little bakery and watched the sunset, just like she used to do before. But now her heart felt different. She was no longer thinking about the dream she missed. She was living the dream she started at 80 years old. One day, a little girl asked her, "Grandma Mary, what is the secret to your success?" Mary smiled gently and replied, "My secret is simple. Never let fear decide when your story should end." And that day, everyone who heard her words realized something powerful. It doesn't matter if you are 20, 40, or even 80 years old. If you still have a dream inside your heart, your story is not over yet. Because sometimes, the most beautiful chapters of life begin when people think the story has already ended. Moral: it's never too late to follow your dream. Age is just a number, but courage is timeless.